is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today is Monday, July 4th, and this is episode 33. From the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk. And that's the perfect combination for a podcast on YouTube. And the most important you need to know about me. I make an episode every week, one in English and one in Dutch. You can find them on my YouTube channel. The English ones are called episodes and the Dutch ones are called filmpjes. And I started with the English episodes since episode 20, I guess. I already made 13? Whoa! It goes quite fast when you podcast every week. Okay, today I have a basket full of projects I want to share. I have quite a lot of finished objects. I'm proud. Sometimes my objects are already finished and then the next week they are finished again because I changed something and then they are finished again. That's how I come to my finished objects. But I also have some tiny finished objects and a big one. Last week I told you about. I hoped it would be finished this week and it did. So I have a lot to tell you about. And first of all, I want to start with what I'm wearing. No knitted headband today. I still didn't make a summery version of my wintry woolly headbands. They will come, but I don't know when. Maybe when it's September, when I don't need them anymore. But it's okay. There will be another summer next year. I will take some with me on our holiday in a few weeks. Little tiny works, perfect for summer vacation. I will also take my big projects. It's also perfect for some. I will take all in our caravan. But we are going on holiday in 3 weeks, I guess. So I will make after this episode 2 again, and then I will have a summer break. I'm looking forward to it. But what I'm wearing is my home camisole. I already I had it on last week. That's not good English, but I don't care. But it was finished and it was the first time I did wear it, but I noticed that it would be nice when it was quite a bit longer, so I can tuck it in my skirt, and I did it immediately. That's quite important to me, to not wait. When a project is finished, I'm sure every knitter and crocheter recognizes it. When a project is finished, you are so happy and you are looking in your project bags for other projects, or maybe you want to cast on something new, and there's no way you like your finished project to be unfinished again, because you have to change something. So I didn't either, but I want a perfect camisole to wear, and I know when I don't do it immediately, maybe I will do it never, and I always have a camisole which is which isn't perfect, and it gives me a bad feeling because I know it's only a small step to make it perfect, but I don't have the motivation, and that wouldn't feel good. So I ripped out the ribbing at the hem the next day, I guess, and I knitted 15 rows of stockinette extra, and I guess it's about 1.5 centimeters, maybe 2 centimeters extra, and it's perfect. So let me stand up. So now you can see I have quite some fabric left to tuck in my skirt, and it's still here. Okay, that is not no, it's okay, it's pretty okay. And when I want to wear it on my jeans, it also is okay. It's not too short. So I'm pretty happy with this camisole. I tell you all about this and my struggles with the ribbing in my episode from last week. It is a pattern by Caidree. And the original pattern is with an I-cord edge, and I struggled a lot with picking up the stitches and not knitting the I-cord. That isn't hard, but the look of the I-cord in combination with my yarn, it's Holst Coast held double, and it looks too messy to me. I didn't like it, and I was doing a test knit, so I had also the struggles. I can't change anything because I'm knitting a test knit. But after all, I decided I want a camisole, which makes me very happy, and I did it my own way, and I'm very, very happy with it. I wore it a lot last days, and it's perfect. The fabric is perfect. I only wore it with, I still don't know how you call this, a tee? A tee? Do you call it a tee? A shirt with no sleeves? In Dutch we call it a hemd. Een hemdje. Is it also a camisole? I don't know. But it's not. It's very nice summery weather here in the Netherlands. In the 22 degrees, I guess. It's warm enough for me, but I didn't wear it without this under it, and I don't know how that feels, but this is perfect. So I'm very, very happy with this camisole, and it's an easy pattern to follow. It's very easy, all stockinette. But picking up stitches is not my favorite thing to do, and sometimes you must. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't remember struggling so hard with it on other projects, but I will knit it again because the fit and everything is so nice. But I will knit it again with ribbing. But I love 2x2 rib. I love it. I love it. I love it. I still don't have a project page for it, I guess. But I was very busy last few weeks, and since this week now my agenda is quite empty, and it's lovely. So I have a lot of knitting time, a lot of crochet time, and I also have time to pick up all my Ravelry stuff and notice everything, so it's all up to date. So that will be happening soon. But first I have to knit because that's the most important. So okay, then my basket. I will start at the top. My dishcloth. A little project, a crochet dishcloth. It's my own pattern. Someone told me that in other countries you don't use dishcloth, but we use it under the shower in bath to wash our face and wash our body. I don't use it for it. I only wash my body and face with my hands and soap. But my children do use these. They love it. A few years ago, I written another pattern. It's quite a description how to make a simple dishcloth, washcloth. Dishcloth is for in the kitchen. Washcloth. I hate the. The more I am aware of the worse it gets. It was the perfect gift for the teacher at teachers at the end of the school year with a nice piece of soap and a flower, and I love it. And I was also quite surprised that the linen I used, it was other linen than this yarn. The linen I used stayed so perfect, although I washed it every week on 60 degrees in my washing machine. But the washcloth, no, don't do that. The washcloth are still looking very good and are doing their job very well. So I was looking for a little. I had 2 skeins of Borgo de Pazzi raw linen in this color and in a bit of lavender color, and I just wanted to. I wouldn't use. I didn't have plans for it, and sometimes it's nice to use up skeins in your stash, which are laying there forever. And then I thought, let me make some new of these. And this yarn is thicker than the yarn I used for my description on my blog, and I had a skein of 100 gram, and I divided, that was the word, I guess. I divided it in 2, so I can make two of these from 1 ball. I also have the lavender ball. So number 3, it's not here. I don't have it here. It's on my in my project bag, and it's it is just a little crochet work for when I don't have anything else. This was the first time I was crocheting while I was walking with my dog, and it's quite an easy pattern, the V-stitch, so quite big holes where you put your needle in, your crochet hook in, and it went very well. Yeah, I like it. I guess I would like knitting socks more, but when I am knitting, I have to look at my work more than when I am crocheting. So I'm not good at doing 2 things at a time, but I'm walking with my dog in the woods so many hours on the day that it would be great if I can combine it with my crochet or knitting work, so I would have a few hours extra every day. But I'm not quite sure if I like it. Maybe we have to try some more. But this one is ready and waiting for his brother and sisters. The next finished object I have, I'm very pleased. I'm very happy to share this with you because it's the Easypeasy garter stitch shawl. Oh, it is so soft, it is so good, it's better than I hoped, and that's quite nice when a project is better than you hoped. Let me tell you about this. I have a friend, her birthday was a few weeks ago, and she's giving a party this Saturday, and I want to make her a shawl. And I had 2 big balls of Long Yarns Cloud. They were gifted to me. I worked for Long Yarns. I quit last month, but I still do have a lot of Long Yarns yarn in my stash. And these big balls of Long Yarns Cloud were merino wool with a little bit of nylon, I guess. And I don't have the label here. And quite thick yarn. And the changing in all the colors, and I casted on, let me see, I have a shawl of my own, a garter stitch shawl, which I wear the most, and it's very old, but it's just the length and the width are perfect, and not too long, not too short, and I want something like that, but it was completely other yarn. So what did I do? I just tried. I casted on 150 stitches with the extra stretchy cast on. Now I don't know. You have the long tail cast on, and you have, when you do one extra thing while long tail casting on, you have an extra stretchy long tail cast on, but that's not the right name. But I casted on 150 stitches with a 6mm needle, and then I knitted all the stitches, and from then on the right side, every first stitch I slipped purlwise. So I didn't knit that, but slipped it purlwise with the yarn in front. So you got a nice edge, and then every second stitch and every, not the last stitch, but that one before on that row, I did knit front and back. So I made an increase, 2 increases to make the shape. And yeah, first let me show it first. That will talk much better. I also, yeah, let me show it. I do love this. Oh, it's so soft, and it's so, the colors are so nice. It's quite a colorful yarn, and I actually I didn't want it myself, but now I regret it a little, because I do want it myself. I would wear this. It's not too colorful, and I tuned it a bit. Let me see where it is. I knitted this mohair yarn. I held the Long Yarns Cloud Double with some Fildar mohair silk, a brown red color, to mute the colors a bit and to give it a brown halo, I guess. And it's so soft. It's so, the colors are quite bright, but the mohair tempered it a bit, and it's perfect. So stand up, you can see. You can use it as a shawl on a summery night, and you can, it's not too long, do you see? It's not too long. And you can also wind it around your neck, and it's also not too long, not too big. Oh, I love it. It's so, okay, this is not too big, and it's not too, so you can wear it like this when it's winter on a cardigan, on a warm woolen cardigan, and or with a jacket wear, yeah, on your coat. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it so much. And you can also, when you want to wear it inside and you want some more air, you can make it a bit wider. So it, no, that's not that's not a good idea. I practiced this. No, I don't know. Maybe it's already okay. You can also wear it this way. So you have some air when you wear it on a black dress or whatever, and it's, you are inside and it's cold. I can wear a shawl inside too. Oh. So it's absolutely soft and warm, and it's not prickly, not itchy at all. It is merino, it is superwash merino yarn, and you can feel that. And yeah, it's so nice. It's so, when you are, she's a teacher, and I don't know if she will wear it to her work, but when you are in your class and the students are gone and you have it called, oh, look at this. Can you, I always am so in love with my own knitting. It sounds quite, maybe a bit funny, I don't know. Everyone should be in love with their own knitting. So this is a scarf. What did I do? I will show you one side because it's too wide. I casted on 150 stitches, and then what I told you, every second row I made an increase at the beginning and the end. I slipped every first stitch with purlwise with the yarn in front, so I get, in Dutch we call it kantsteek, but I don't know how it is in English, and you get a nice edge, and I bound off with an I-cord, and first I want to bind off with the same yarn, but I didn't like it, and then I looked in my stash and I found this DK superwash wool, 100% wool. It's a Nel Malmedy. I have a lot in my stash. I used to not work, but I used to quite a few years ago I helped in a little yarn shop, and she has a lot of these, and I love the colors. And when she quit here, closed her yarn shop, I bought all the colors I like. I have very much of these. My love for non-superwash has grown since then, so I don't know if I would choose this yarn again. But I do love the colors, yes. And I held it double. It's DK yarn, and I held it double. And that's what this is the perfect shawl also for your scraps. When you hold DK double on the 6mm needle, it's perfect. I have so much DK yarn, and I also have a magic yarn ball in DK yarn. How cool would it be to make one in when you have your scraps, your DK scraps with a solid color together and maybe a mohair. Oh, look at those colors. I will, the message from this shawl, I will give her with this shawl is never forget how colorful you are. I want to say that to my friend, and I hope this is a good reminder when she wears it. So it's the perfect shawl. Easypeasy garter stitch shawl. I want one for myself. I want to knit one for myself. Oh, it's so soft. I didn't share any pictures on Instagram yet while knitting it, and also not while wearing it, because she do follow me on Instagram. I don't know if she would see it, if she would think, oh, that is my present. I don't know, but I will take pictures and share them when I give it to her. Oh, I'm very, very happy. I want one in myself with brown and black, I guess. Oh, I don't need a shawl, but I have yarn for so many and patterns for so many shawls. And actually I'm more a person for one shawl and always wear it. But I want 10 shawls and always wear one. I want to make them, not to wear them. Oh, look at these colors. I didn't expect I would love the colors so much. I was thinking they were too bright, but I don't know if it's the mohair. It's the good decision, but I would wear it too. I would wear it too, with much love. So, finished object, and it's already blocked. I only have to put it in a nice paper or a nice bag and write a card, and the party is only Saturday, and it's Monday, so I have no stress on Friday night. Oh, I must finish it right now. Easy peasy. That's wonderful. Such a good feeling. I feel so organized now. So, bye-bye. I have notes for this garter stitch shawl, Easypeasy garter stitch shawl on my Ravelry. It is easy peasy, but they are not correct right now. Oh, I didn't tell. I used up 2 skeins of Long Yarn's Cloud, and I guess, I don't know if this is my second one or third. No, I think the second one. I knitted 50 rows, so 100. No, I knitted 50 garter stitch rows, so 100 rows. And that means when you increase every second row 2 stitches, you increase 100 stitches. So I casted on 150 stitches and bounded off 250 stitches. And that's the perfect length and wide for a shawl to me. But you can make it as wide or as small as you want. Okay. This is all I had left, and oh yes, now I remember. I didn't knit 50 rows. I did knit 51 rows because I had a little bit left, but the numbers, I love numbers when numbers are correct. 150 stitches, 250 stitches, 100 rows. It feels better than 51 stitches and increased 104 stitches, I guess. 102 stitches. But this was all I left, a little bit more, and I put the leftover in my other finished object, and it's a very, very tiny one. Let's see, where are you, little girl? Ta-da! Oh no, it's not finished. Oh, it's not finished. I guess, I'm not sure. Maybe this little baby cactus needs a flower on it. I'm not I made it last night, and I filled it with some leftover from Lang Yarns Cloud. I do use leftovers to fill my cacti. That was the word. And that's perfect. So let me tell about this little one. I started last Friday, July 1st, the now. Come on, Sarah. Take it easy. I started last Friday, July 1st, the itisasarahfloramal make-along. I made several cacti the past few years, and I never made one of my own. I do have a fern plant, and I love it very much, but I have no cacti, and I made quite a lot. So I had a plan to make a cactus for my own for quite some years, I guess, but I always prefer to knit some clothes or to crochet a blanket, and I never make one of my own. And then I had the idea, should I organize a make-along and make it together with other people? And that worked out pretty good, because I have one now. I had quite less crochet time last Friday than I hoped. So I only made the earth for my cacti, for my little cacti, and last evening I knitted a little one. I must say I always crochet my cacti, but I want to knit one, and it's quite perfect. The only thing I didn't do perfect was stitch it on the earth, and it looks a bit messy, but I'm quite a perfectionist, and making cacti are a very good exercise for my imperfectionism, because I don't mind a little mistake or a little incorrect thing. It's totally okay. And that's also a nice thing to feel about your knitting and crochet work. I don't use a pattern. I always make my cacti quite intuitive. I do have this recipe, and I made it not my own, but you have these terracotta pots, and you have them in different sizes: 3 cm, 5, 7, and 9 cm. You have bigger ones too, but I never use bigger ones for my cacti. And I noted a few years ago, every time I want to make a cacti, I have to figure out how big I had to make the earth. I don't know if you call it earth. We call it earth in Dutch, but maybe it's a silly word. The brown ground. So I make my own recipe, in which I know I always crochet them and in the round, and I crochet in a spiral, and I know I have to increase to 6 and then to 12 and then to 18, and then I do have to crochet 72. It's in mirror there, 72 stitches in the round, and then I have to decrease, and I do it this way, and it makes completely sense to me. And I love it because it's very mindful. Now I only have to measure which size my terracotta pot is, and then I can follow my recipe. And for the cacti, I always just do something. Normally I crochet them, but now I casted on 24 stitches, and I knitted 20 rows, knit 2, purl 2, and then I sewn it together and filled it with some leftover yarn. And now I want to crochet a little tiny flower. I always use small needles. For crochet I always use 2.5, and for knitting I also use 2.5. I can't pronounce the half correctly. 2.5. Because I want it to be very tight, so the stuff within doesn't shine through. And it looks quite neatly, and yeah, I love this. So I will crochet a little tiny flower on top of this one, and then I will make my next one. And I have quite some tiny terracotta pots, and I will fill them first with all tiny cacti, and when they are, I want to use what I have, and when they are finished I will go to the store and buy, maybe to the thrift store, another to the garden store, to buy bigger pots so I can make little tiny cacti gardens with different in one pot. I do love that too. So if you go check the hashtag itisasarahfloramal on Instagram, you already see, I think it's only Dutch people, I'm not sure, but there are so many people are also crocheting and knitting cacti, and it's very lovely. You do have a lot of patterns and a lot of books on internet and on Ravelry, and there was a Dutch lady, Charlie from Trilingual. She collected quite some free patterns, I guess, on her blog, and it's quite nice. You can all find it when you look at the hashtag on Instagram. This is not an ending make-along, I guess. It's also not a make-along with prizes. It's just a make-along to enjoy the fun of making tiny plants. Or big plants. You can also make big plants. I did call it a make-along, so you can knit, you can crochet, you can embroider, you can sew, you can do whatever you do. There's also a lady who is crocheting a very beautiful blanket with flowers, and it's all okay. It's just for fun. It's just for fun. And isn't it these little, I want to say a lovely sentence, but isn't this little one not quite fun? I love it. Okay. I do have one finished object. Oh, quite a one. It was finished already last week, and it's finished again. And I keep myself busy. Let's see. It's my Avena. Last week I showed you my Avena. Avena is a pattern from Jennifer Steingass from Knit Love Wool for a nice sweater with color work, with also kind of a fern pattern. And I made it at the beginning of this year, January, I guess. But I'm not a sweater person. I always want my neckline to be open. So I did quite some adjustments for a wider neckline. And although I was happy with it in the beginning, I didn't wear it with much love because it was too high for me. I keep trying. I keep knitting sweaters, and I will do, I know. But I do love V necklines and that more. But okay, so I decided to stick it, and I did. I sticked it, but I made a very big collar, and it was too big, and I have to fix it. I have to rip all out the collar, the stick, the bottom band, the stick sandwich, because of the construction I used, and I have to knit it all again. So I did the stick sandwich and the bottom band again, and then I put my cardigan on, and I thought, it's also nice without a collar. But I wanted a cardigan with a collar because I also added a collar on this one. I will put it on. It's way too warm now. It's loopy. It's quite itchy. But this cardigan, I want it to be autumn again. This cardigan is Oh Those Pops of Pink, a pattern by Josh Moll, and I knitted it quite a few years ago, and it's actually one size too small. You can see it. It's quite, not much positive ease. It didn't had a collar. It was also a sweater, and I made a stick, but I couldn't close it because it was too tight. So I didn't wear it, and it was not okay, and I didn't want to give it away, but because I love the colors, I love the yarn, I love the pattern. And then when I was sticking my Avena and added a color, not a color, but a color, I thought that's a good idea for this one, and I did it, and since then it's absolutely my favorite cardigan because the color is perfect. I can close my cardigan now. I have the open neckline I want, and it's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I want that for my Avena too. So I added the color for the second time, and when I put it on without, I already saw, it's nice too. But I knitted the color for the second time, and I was thinking, when I don't like it, I can rip it out now successfully. So I did knit the color. I showed you last week, and I didn't block it. So after filming my podcast, my episode, I blocked it and I put it on, and it was not feeling. My heart didn't make a jump. It did make a jump by my Odo's Pops of Pink, but it didn't make a jump with my Avena. And then I thought maybe I should fold it double, not with sewing it together, but just fold it double, make it wet again and block it. And with my pins I held all on place, so it gets a how do you say? Een vouw. In Dutch we say een vouw. Oh. Nederlands. Engels? A crease? No, it's not. A crease? I don't know. When you fold it double and there's something. So it was standing up a bit. So I did that and I put it on. And it didn't feel good. So then I said, Avena, what do you want to be? And then my Avena, I get a conversation with my Avena. I never talk to my knitting work or crochet work, so that was quite interesting. Because my Avena said to me, I just want to be myself. And I asked, but when are you yourself? Who is Avena? I don't know, she said, but I'm not a cardigan with a color. That's what I do know. Before you think I'm crazy, I do know it. I made it up by myself, the words from Avena, but it was quite fun to ask her what she wanted to be. So I asked her, why didn't you tell me immediately that a color was not your thing? She said, I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen, and you were so in love with your Odo's Pops of Pink cardigan. I wanted you to be so in love with me too. So, aw, my poor Avena. So it was quite interesting because I had felt it when I put her on without a color. I felt that was meant to be that way, and when I put her on with a color, I didn't feel it was not feeling good. And when I looked at my Avena and looked at my Odo's Pops of Pink, I couldn't find much difference. They were almost exactly the same, and I didn't understand why the Avena felt so not good and my Odo's Pops of Pink felt so good. It was such crazy, such weird. So I asked my Avena, but when I rip out the color, will you be happy? And she says to me, I guess I am, but I'm not sure. But I am not happy now. I am not a cardigan with a color. And I asked her, did you want to be a cardigan or did you prefer to be a sweater? And she said, no. I guess a cardigan is okay for me, but maybe I must get used to be a cardigan. Maybe when you wear me, I get used to it and I feel okay with being a cardigan. So I understood her. I understood my Avena. So I ripped out the color. Here it is, the color. Here it is. And I think it's a finished object now, but you never know. Avena, are you ready now? Are you finished now? Are you happy now? Oh gosh. Avena. Yes. You are happy now, Avena. I feel it. This is what you wanted to be. You wanted to be... Ah yeah. You wanted to be a cardigan with a wider neckline. Oh, I love it. I'm quite impressed by the feeling you can... It's actually quite weird. Oh, I'm on my bracelet now. Sorry. It's actually quite weird. When I put it on with a color, it was feeling bleh. So, bleh. And now I put it on this way, I'm feeling happy and energized. So, I think I wear it open on a dress. Maybe it's too long for my skirt. I don't think I will wear it closed because we have still the thing with this too much. I don't know, maybe I do, but I love to wear my cardigans open. This is my style, and I have quite some nice dresses for under it. Oh, it's okay on my skirt too. Oh, Avena, are you happy now? I am happy, although it's quite warm. Maybe I should wash and block it again for all those poor stitches which are picked up and unraveled several times. You can see it here. They have to, but that's what my Avena said. You have to wear me and we get used to it. Oh, yeah, it feels very good. It was meant to be a cardigan without a collar. Oh, it was such interesting to have a conversation with my knitting work, and again, I do know I was the one which was talking to myself, but how I always learn a lot of life lessons from my knitting work, but I never, and crochet work, I never talk to them like this, and it's quite interesting. Hi, little yarn ball, what do you want to be? Or when you are knitting something, do you want to be knitted continental or English style? And it's quite a fun way talking to your knitting and your crochet, and maybe it gets easier. You don't have to think about it. You can ask, what do you want to be? How do you want to be made? Which color do you want to be a cardigan or a vest or a cardigan? No, do you want to be a cardigan or a cardigan? Do you want to be a cardigan or a sweater? Do you want to be a pair of socks or a blanket? Ah, I love it. But Avena, thank you very much for your feedback. I needed it. And I'm quite happy with you now. And I hope you are who you want to be right now. Avena, a finished object. Forever, I hope. Maybe you will see her next week. No. It's okay now. It's okay. And I won't wear her a lot because she's too warm for summer. So we are together in autumn and winter again, I guess. Okay, last thing I want to share with you is my work in progress. I do have quite some works in progress. I still do have a sock. Oh, I can talk to my sock. Why don't the other sock want it to be cast on? Are you having issues together? Must we have a good conversation before I can knit it? I never had so much time between my sock number 1 and sock number 2. But the sock is still on my needle, on my sock blocker. Oh no. It isn't even on a sock blocker. Here is sock number 1 and sock number 2 is still in yarn. I didn't cast it on and I don't know why. So maybe I have to plan a good conversation with this sock. But first I will knit on my Remi camisole, and I feel I need one project at a time at the moment. So I will work on my Itisasarahfloramal make-along, but I don't want several projects, and sometimes it's good for me to work on several projects, but now I want to focus. And I also have my Avena cardigan, and that's still there. I will finish it, but first I want to focus on my Remi camisole, and then I want to focus on my sock, and then Avena is coming, and then it's holiday, and I will cast on some new things. But this one, I just tried it on. Oh, that's my needle point. I adjusted a cable with a cable stopper, so I knit on quite a small cable, but I can fit it, so I have to put a longer cable in it, so I could fit it, and I want to make a picture, because when I'm knitting it, it's all frogged up. I don't know if that's the right word, but oh, I love this. This is a Remi camisole. It's also designed by Caidree, I prefer knitting this design because several things. First of all, you don't have to pick up stitches at the end. It's done. This part's already done. You knit it and it's okay. You knit the same as the home camisole. You knit 4 triangles, and you put them together somewhere here, and you knit in the round. So that's all. It's quite the increases, you have to pay attention, but it's very when you follow the pattern, it's very easy, and I love it. I love the fit of it. I love rib. 2x2 rib, knit through, purl through is absolutely my favorite rib stitch, and I love the fit of it. I put it on. Maybe I can add some pictures to this episode so you can see, and yeah, it's perfect. I love the brown. I also have a good rhythm with knitting, English style ribbing at the moment, and that feels quite calming now. It's not frustrating, so I could use a calming pattern, and yeah, I will work on this. I have to knit quite some centimeters before I guess you have a little edge of 1x1 rib, I don't know, and then it's finished. I love that kind of project, so you don't have to pick up stitches and do an edging. It's already done, and I love the finishing. So this will be my knitting work, and could I finish it for next week? I don't know. I have quite some time, but it grows very slow, so I don't know. We shall see. So this was all I wanted to share with you. It's quite a lot. No, I told you everything. I have no recommendations. I didn't have the time to look some. When you are looking for podcast recommendations, look through my comments. There are quite a few, and I guess you can also see which podcast I follow when you click on my name. I don't know. I think you can do that on YouTube, and when you search for knitting podcast on YouTube, you can filter. You can filter by date. You can filter by views. You can filter by, I don't know, anything. I always often filter by project. So when I'm knitting the Remi camisole, I tick in Remi camisole, or knitting socks. I do Avena. I write that hashtag in the search field. And that's quite nice to see other people who are working on the same project. I use Instagram also that way. When I'm knitting on a special pattern or special project, I often search with that hashtag, and it's quite some fun to read, to see all the pictures and read all the comments. So yeah, okay. This was episode 33. I wish you a very nice week, a very nice, very much knitting time or crochet time, and I will see you next Monday. Thanks for watching.